The galaxy was not peaceful that night. Stars shivered like they were holding a secret. Across the central sector, every empire felt something strange in the void. Something cold, something heavy, something watching them. The first sign came from a small mining station on the edge of the Viros belt. A technician named Lurvik noticed a repeating rhythm on his console. It was not a message, not a code, not even a distress call. It sounded like a slow heartbeat, echoing through space. Boom, pause, boom, pause. The rhythm was so steady that it felt alive. He checked the system, then checked again. His claws trembled as he replayed the signal. It was coming from a region of empty space where nothing existed. No planets, no moons, no debris, not even dust. Just darkness. Lurvik sent the report to the Galactic throne. And that was the moment the entire galaxy changed. Within hours, the Council of Empires gathered in the Silver Hall. Dozens of species, scaly, feathered, metallic, crystalline, filled the room with fear. The Emperor of the Throne World looked at the screen showing the strange heartbeat signal. No one could translate it. No one could explain it. Yet every leader felt the same thing when they heard it. Danger. Rumors began to spread. Some said it was an ancient machine waking up. Some said it was a new empire testing a secret weapon. Others whispered it was the return of a mythical destroyer. But no one guessed the truth. No one suspected humanity. Because in their minds, humanity was extinct or irrelevant. A forgotten species from a forgotten blue world. A world they once mocked and ignored. To investigate, the Galactic Throne sent a fleet of scout drones. Small, fast, and disposable. The drones entered the silent zone where the signal originated. One by one, they vanished. No explosion, no distress call, no debris. They simply disappeared from existence. This sent a wave of panic through the Empire. The galaxy had many dangers, but nothing erased drones like they never existed. Not even black holes behaved this way. So the throne ordered something bigger. A fleet of 20 warships, elite vessels armed with heavy cannons, stealth scanners, and shield breakers. Their mission was simple. Find the source. Identify the threat. Return alive if possible. When the fleet arrived at the silent zone, the stars changed. The void around them rippled like it was breathing. The ships slowed as the space around them grew darker. Even though they were surrounded by stars, the region felt empty, dead, unnatural. Captain Razor, a veteran commander from the Drask Empire, felt his scales tighten. He had fought pirates, machines, and void beasts. But nothing made him feel fear like the emptiness before him. Sensors began to distort. Screens flickered. Every device that scanned the dark zone gave only one reading. Mass, unknown. Energy, unreadable. Threat level, undefined. Then the shadows moved. Something enormous was hiding in the darkness. Too large to measure. Too silent to detect. Too close to escape. The fleet's officers stared in disbelief as the faint shape of a colossal object appeared. Not metal, not stone, not organic. Something different. Its edges bent the light around it. Its presence choked the air even in the vacuum of space. It is a megastructure, one officer whispered. No, another corrected. It is a ship. But whose ship? The galaxy had no vessel that size. No empire had the technology to hide something like that. Not even the throne world could build such a thing. The shape flickered again. A soft outline of a hull emerged. Then disappeared like a ghost. The fleet panicked. Engines hummed, shields rose, weapons warmed. The captains awaited orders. No one dared attack. Not without knowing what they were facing. Then, without warning, a deep voice resonated through every ship. Calm, cold, human. Earth, Unit 01, status, active. Every alien froze. The calm halls turned silent. The Emperor dropped his cup in shock. Earth. A word that had not been spoken in centuries. A world they believed lost, forgotten, weak, or dead. But Unit 01 was no weak vessel. It was a Titan. A warship larger than any ship in galactic history. And it had been hiding in total silence right under their sensors. Captain Razor felt his blood freeze. What have the humans done?" he whispered. No answer came. Only the heartbeat rhythm deepened. And the darkness began to peel away from the ship. Piece by piece, the hidden giant began to decloak. A moon-sized hull appeared, silver and black, covered in patterns alien scanners could not understand. Every engine, every weapon, every panel hummed with power unimaginable. The fleet tried to retreat, but their engines stalled. Gravity shifted, locking them in place. The galaxy finally understood. Earth had never been weak. Earth had never been gone. Earth had simply stayed silent while building monsters in the dark. And now, humanity's hidden warship was awake. And it was looking straight at the galactic throne. The fleet hung frozen in space, unable to move. Engines hummed weakly, struggling against an invisible force that held them still like insects trapped in amber. Every alien pilot, officer, and commander felt the same cold truth in their bones. The thing awakening before them was not just a ship. It was a warning. Unit 01's hull gleamed as more of its colossal body decloaked. Layer after layer of dark plating shimmered into existence. Some sections looked smooth like polished stone. Others pulsed with blue veins of energy. And deep inside the ship, something ancient, something human, stirred awake. Captain Razor gripped the arm of his command chair. His claws dug into the metal as he tried to understand what he was seeing. "How can humans build this?" he whispered. No one answered. No one knew. Because the last records of human technology were centuries old. Small ships, light armor, basic missiles, simple engines. Humans were explorers, not warriors. At least, that was the story the galaxy believed. But this ship told a different story. A darker story. A story of a species that disappeared not because it was weak. But because it was planning something. Something enormous. Something silent. A deep vibration rolled across the fleet. It rattled the hulls of every alien ship. Lights flickered on and off. And a wave of static shot through the comms. Then, slowly, the massive vessel turned. Not with thrusters. Not with visible engines. It simply shifted position like it was ignoring the laws of physics. A single light blinked on the warship's front. White, sharp, focused. It scanned across the fleet. Every ship that the beam touched felt its systems overheat for a moment. A warning. A reminder. A demonstration of power. Inside the throne world palace, the Emperor watched the live feed with trembling hands. "How can humans still exist?" he muttered. "How did they survive in silence all these centuries?" But no one in the palace dared answer. Because another question mattered more. How did humans build a warship the size of a moon without the galaxy noticing? Back in the silent zone, Unit 01 spoke again. The voice was human, but not normal. It sounded like it came from thousands of speakers at once. Rich, layered, and emotionless. "Galactic fleet, your movements are restricted, comply." Every alien felt a chill. The voice did not ask for permission. It declared. And they obeyed. Admiral Tavares, commander of the fleet, forced himself to speak. His voice cracked but he tried to sound brave. "This is the Galactic Throne's authorized exploration unit. We demand to know your origin. We demand to know your intent." A long silence followed. No flicker, no movement, no sound. Just the heartbeat rhythm pulsing through space. Boom, pause, boom, pause. The aliens felt like they were waiting for a god to answer. Finally, the human voice returned. Earth's silence is over. The fleet didn't understand. The galaxy had no record of Earth for 200 years. The last known mention was a short entry in the archive. Humanity withdrew from galactic activity and communication. No one cared. No one asked why. Human worlds were small and unimportant. So the galaxy simply forgot them. But humans did not forget the galaxy. Unit 01 projected a hologram into space. A glowing blue image of Earth. Its ocean sparkled, its continents alive with cities and lights. But there was more. The hologram zoomed outward. Dozens of artificial rings surrounded the planet. Stations, shipyards, power arrays. Far more advanced than anything the galaxy possessed. Captain Razor whispered. They did not vanish. They evolved. The aliens watched as the hologram shifted again. Now showing hundreds of ship silhouettes. Silent, dark, hidden in deep space. A ghost fleet. Each one massive, each one cloaked. Unit 01 was only the beginning. Only the first to reveal itself. Admiral Tavares felt his throat go dry. How long have humans been hiding these ships? The human voice answered. Long enough. Inside Unit 01, thousands of systems hummed. Artificial minds awakened. Weapons powered on silently. Not to attack but to show presence. Every alien ship received data packets. Encrypted streams filled with symbols, numbers, diagrams, and maps. None of them understood a single piece of it. Human technology had become too advanced. Too far ahead. Too untouchable. Razor heard a soft gasp from his officers. He looked up at the screen and saw the final line of data. For words that froze his blood. Return to your throne world. What did that mean? Why was Earth giving orders to the galaxy? What were humans planning? No one could guess. Suddenly, Unit 01 released a pulse of energy. Not harmful, but powerful. The fleet drifted backward as if pushed by a giant invisible hand. The engines reignited on their own. The ships regained control. The message was clear. Unit 01 had decided to let them go. But not because it was afraid. Because it had already proven its strength. Earth wanted the galaxy alive. Earth wanted them to witness. Earth wanted them to return to the throne world with one terrifying truth. Humanity is awake again. As the fleet pulled away, Razor looked back one last time. Unit 01 slowly sank back into the shadows. The darkness wrapped around it like a cloak. And the silent zone returned to silence. But now the galaxy knew. The silence was never empty. The silence belonged to humans. The galactic throne was in chaos when the fleet returned. Warships landed in emergency formation across the royal hangars. Commanders rushed out trembling, some unable to speak. Others sat on the ground in shock. The silent zone had changed them forever. Inside the grand hall, the emperor demanded answers. His golden robe dragged across the marble floor as he stepped forward. Report, he commanded. Admiral Tavares bowed, but his voice shook. We encountered something beyond control. What kind of something? The emperor pressed. The admiral lifted his trembling hand and opened the recording. A giant hologram filled the hall. The image of Unit 01 decloaking. The enormous moon-sized hull. The unreadable energy patterns. The human voice echoing from the void. Every leader in the hall froze. Every advisor went silent. Every guard's heart dropped. The emperor leaned forward. That voice, he said quietly. Was it truly human? Yes, the Admiral whispered. Without doubt. A storm of frantic whispers erupted in the hall. But the Emperor raised one hand and the room fell silent again. For decades, the throne world believed humans were extinct. Their worlds had gone dark, their colonies abandoned. Their names scrubbed from political memory. Why? Why had they disappeared? Why return now? Then, the Emperor opened a forbidden archive. A sealed section known only to the highest rulers. He projected an old document onto the hall screen. A treaty signed centuries ago. Treaty 9, Earth Protection Protocol. Most leaders had never seen it. Most didn't even know it existed. But the truth hit them like a weapon. Earth was never weak. Earth was never unimportant. Earth had demanded a protection treaty. And the Galactic throne had agreed. But after the treaty was broken, after Earth refused to kneel, after humans stayed silent, the throne world made a fatal choice. They plotted to erase Earth. A secret project known only as Operation Cleansing. An act the galaxy believed was successful. Because after they launched the plan, the humans vanished. No radio waves, no ambassadors, no signals. The galaxy assumed Earth had died quietly. But the truth was far darker. Humanity had seen the betrayal coming. They had intercepted the secret message years before the attack. And they withdrew from the galaxy before anyone could reach them. Not fleeing. But preparing. Captain Razor watched the Emperor's face turn pale. Your Majesty, Razor said softly. There is more. He tapped his console and revealed new images from the Silent Zone. Hidden human shipyards. Artificial structures in deep space. Giant rings humming with thousands of reactors. And fleets, dozens, maybe hundreds, of silent human warships. Each one larger than Unit 01. Each one cloaked in darkness. Each one built for war. The chamber erupted again. Some cried. Some shouted. Some accused the throne of provoking humans. Some demanded an immediate surrender. But the Emperor's voice cut through the noise. Enough. He stared at the images of human warships lined like sleeping dragons. What are they building? He whispered. What are they planning? An advisor trembled as he spoke. Perhaps, this is their answer for what we once attempted. The Emperor's eyes widened. You mean retaliation? No, the advisor said. Revenge. But Razor shook his head. No, Majesty, he said firmly. Humans do not reveal their greatest ship unless they want to send a message. And what message is that? The Emperor asked. That Earth has not forgotten, Razor replied. And Earth has not forgiven. The hall darkened as another recording appeared. A close-up of Unit 01's hull. Symbols glowed faintly across the plating. Not alien symbols. Not warnings. Not codes. But human writing. Simple English letters forming a single sentence. Silence is survival. The hall fell into terrified silence. Humans had hidden their worlds. Humans had built invisible fleets. Humans had turned their silence into a weapon. And now that silence was ending. The Emperor pressed a hand to his forehead. We thought Earth weak, he muttered. We thought humans desperate. We thought they would beg. Razor looked up slowly. It seems, Majesty, they spent centuries preparing instead. Every leader felt their skin crawl at the thought. Humans were a death world species. Adaptable, intelligent, dangerous when cornered. But now humanity was not cornered. Humanity was rising. A scout officer suddenly rushed in, out of breath. Sire, he cried. We have received a message from Unit 01. The hall froze. Put it on the main screen, the Emperor ordered. The message displayed in bold white letters against a black background. Galactic Throne, you will listen. No threats. No demands. No war declaration. But the tone was colder than any weapon. The Emperor swallowed hard. What do they want? Perhaps, Razor whispered. They want us to face what we did. The Emperor's shoulders slumped. Because he knew the truth. The biggest mistake the Galactic Throne ever made was not attacking Earth. It was assuming Earth could never rise again. But Earth had risen. Silent, patient, watching. And now one single human warship was strong enough to terrify the greatest empire in the galaxy. The throne world sat in fearful silence. They all knew the same truth. Humanity was not returning for blood. Humanity was returning for justice. And justice from a silent species is the most terrifying justice of all. The message from Unit 01 echoed through the Grand Hall like a thunderstorm trapped inside a cave. Galactic Throne, you will listen. Those words alone made every empire tremble. Every ruler felt the same heavy truth. Humanity was no longer a forgotten species. Humanity was now a force they could not measure. The Emperor's advisors argued loudly. Some demanded war, though their voices cracked with fear. Some begged for surrender before humans arrived. Others insisted on sending envoys to negotiate. But the Emperor raised both his hands. We will do none of these things until we understand what humanity wants, he declared. His voice was firm, but his eyes showed pure fear. Razor stepped forward, his scales shimmering under the hall lights. Majesty, he said softly. I believe humans do not want war. How can you say that? An advisor shouted. They deployed a moon-sized warship. They blocked your entire fleet. They showed us an armada. Razor kept calm. If humans wanted war, they would not send one ship. They would send all their ships. The room fell silent. Because that was true. If humans wanted destruction, the throne world would already be burning. But the Emperor still looked uneasy. What do humans want then? He asked. Razor stared at the frozen image of Unit 01 on the screen. They want us to remember, he said. Remember what we did to Earth. Before the Emperor could reply, the hall lights dimmed. Every holoscreen flickered. Every communicator buzzed. A deep hum rolled through the palace like distant thunder. The same heartbeat rhythm from the silent zone filled every hall. Boom, pause, boom, pause. Then Unit 01 appeared again, projected in a massive hologram above the palace. It looked even larger now, as if intentionally magnifying its presence. Every alien looked upward with terror. Some fell to their knees. Some covered their faces. Some whispered prayers in their native tongues. The human voice returned, calm and cold. Galactic Throne. Your actions have been reviewed. Your lies are documented. Your intentions are understood. The Emperor swallowed hard. His hands shook as he forced himself to speak. This is the Throne World Emperor, he said. We acknowledge your presence. What is your demand? A bright white beam shot across the throne room. It wasn't a weapon. It was a projection. The entire hall filled with visuals, old documents, old maps, old recordings. All showing the same thing. The throne alien attack plan on Earth. The betrayal. The attempt to erase humanity. The moment the galaxy decided Earth's fate without Earth knowing. Gasps filled the room. Many council members had no idea this had happened. Others stared in shame. The Emperor trembled. We believed Earth was no threat, he tried to argue. We believed wiping them out was a safety measure. The human voice responded instantly. Earth was small. But humans were not blind. We saw your intention. We acted accordingly. Razor felt his spine shiver. The level of calm control in the human voice was more terrifying than any weapon. The hologram shifted again. Now it showed simulations. Human warships disabling entire fleets without firing a shot. Human stealth tech bypassing every known defense system. Human weapons cutting through the strongest shields. Every simulation ended with the same result. Galactic throne, defeated. The hall shook. Commanders stared in disbelief. Generals felt their pride collapse. Some began crying. A few fainted. The galaxy's greatest power saw its future. And that future held one clear message. They could not fight humans. They could not even resist. The Emperor stepped back until he hit the throne behind him. His knees nearly gave out. "This is impossible," he whispered. "No species can achieve this alone." The human voice replied with chilling confidence. "Earth stands alone because Earth must." A heavy silence fell. This was not rage. Not revenge. Not threat. This was a simple statement of fact. A truth the galaxy had refused to believe for centuries. The Emperor finally collapsed to his knees. "What do you want from us?" he asked. His voice barely above a whisper. For the first time, the human voice softened. Only slightly. "We want truth. We want recognition. We want you to face what you created." Razor understood the meaning instantly. Humans did not want to conquer the galaxy. Humans wanted the galaxy to admit its guilt. To correct the lie. To accept that Earth was never weak. Never broken. Never conquered. Earth chose silence. Earth built strength in the dark. And now Earth had stepped back into the light. The human voice spoke again. "You will choose your future now. War. Or truth." The hall shook with fear. No one wanted war. No one wanted to face Unit 01 or the fleet behind it. The Emperor bowed his head. "We choose truth," he whispered. "Please, tell us your terms." But Unit 01 did not answer immediately. It remained floating above the throne world. Silent again. Watching. Judging. Terror spread across the Empire. Because now they understood the truth. Humans weren't demanding surrender. Humans were waiting to see if the galaxy deserved mercy. The throne world had finally realized something the galaxy ignored for generations. Fear does not come from weapons alone. Fear comes from silence. And humanity's silence was the loudest threat the galaxy had ever known. The galaxy waited in breathless terror as Unit 01 hovered over the throne world. Its massive shadow covered entire cities. Its silent presence heavier than any weapon. Every creature could feel it in their bones. The humans were judging them. Inside the Grand Hall, no one dared speak. Not the Emperor. Not the advisors. Not the commanders who once believed they ruled the stars. For the first time in galactic history, the throne world felt small. Very small. The human voice finally returned. Calm, deep, unshakable. Galactic throne. Your age of dominance is over. Your age of truth begins now. The Emperor fell to both knees. His robe spread around him like flowing gold. "We accept responsibility," he said. "We accept that Earth was wronged. We accept that humanity survived despite us." But the human voice did not soften. Words are easy. Action defines sincerity. A beam of light fell into the Grand Hall. Not a weapon. But a projection again. This time showing the very first moment the galaxy betrayed Earth. The Secret Council meeting. The vote to eliminate the primitive blue world. The launch of the strike fleets. The decision to erase a species that simply asked for respect. The Emperor cried openly as he watched. He had known some of the truth. But not all of it. The galaxy had erased parts of history to hide its shame. But humans had kept every record. Every detail. Every betrayal. Razor stepped forward and bowed deeply to the hologram of Unit 01. He did not kneel out of fear. He kneeled out of the understanding that humanity deserved better. If there is a way to make peace, he said. Show us. For a moment, Unit 01 remained silent again. Then, a second human voice joined the first. This one sounded younger, stronger, filled with emotion. Earth does not seek war. Earth does not want to conquer. Earth only demands one thing. Everyone leaned forward. Every sensor across the galaxy locked onto the signal. Respect. The voice said. For our world. For our people. For our right to exist. The hall shook with relief. Many leaders began crying. Because this was not the demand of a conqueror. It was the demand of a species tired of being hunted. But the first human voice returned. Sharper now. This is not forgiveness. This is the beginning of accountability. A new projection appeared. A document made of glowing white light. It spiraled through the air with thousands of symbols. At the top. 5 simple words in English. The Accord of Equal Worlds. The Emperor read it with trembling eyes. It outlined a new treaty. One that protected all species. One that limited the throne's power. One that raised Earth to the highest council level. As an equal. Not a subordinate. Not a victim. Sign it, Razor whispered. His voice filled with awe. This is not punishment. This is salvation. The Emperor raised his hand. And signed the treaty. The moment he did. Every hologram across the galaxy updated. A new star symbol lit up beside Earth's name. A symbol of authority. A symbol of strength. A symbol of survival. But the galaxy soon learned something even more shocking. As soon as the treaty was signed, a second warship decloaked behind Unit 01. Then a third. Then 5 more. Then dozens. All massive. All silent. All waiting. Gasps filled the hall. The Emperor shook his head in disbelief. How many ships do you have? He whispered through the comlink. Humanity answered with a quiet chilling honesty. Enough. The human warships surrounded the throne world. Not in attack formation. But in protective formation. They faced outward. Not inward. The meaning was clear. Earth was not preparing to destroy. Earth was preparing to guard. Razor stared in amazement. They are protecting us, he said. Even after everything. The human voice responded. Soft, wise, ancient in tone. Earth knows pain. Earth knows betrayal. Earth knows fear. So humans choose not to spread it. The galaxy had never heard a philosophy so powerful. A philosophy that turned terror into peace. Strength into protection. Silence into justice. In the days that followed, the galaxy began to change. Trade routes opened to Earth. Diplomats traveled to human space. And the silent human fleet spread across sectors not as conquerors, but as watchers. Guardians who ensured no empire abused power again. Children across dozens of worlds learned the story of the silent species. Teachers spoke of humans with respect and fear. And the throne world rebuilt itself under the watchful shadow of Unit 01. Not as a tyrant empire, but as part of a new alliance. An alliance that understood one final truth. Humanity had survived the galaxy's worst betrayal. Humanity had risen stronger than any species expected. Humanity had returned not for revenge, but for balance, fairness, and protection. As Unit 01 prepared to recloak, the human commander spoke one last time. His voice echoed through cities, fleets, and stars. We will watch the galaxy. We will guide when needed. We will remain silent. But never again invisible. The warship vanished into darkness. The stars returned to normal. And the galaxy breathed for the first time in centuries. Because now everyone knew. Somewhere in the deep void, a silent human warship was watching. Waiting. Guarding. And the galactic throne repeated a new legend, whispered in awe and fear. Fear not the loud empires. Fear the silent ones. Fear the humans.